that cleans it up a lot though. I just got to do that more often. And then this other little pond, this more recent one, and right now it's just draining down a drain hole. So I'd like it to flow over and feed my trees. So I'm gonna go plug that, scoop out any sludge in there as well. So this is where I put a salamander. I found two actually in the past. One was here, one came in with a bunch of wood chips. So that's why I'm pretty sure those are salamanders, those little babies, because I have a couple salamanders, which are somewhat rare actually for this area. They need the habitat, so it's a good sign, right? There's fertility. And 3 out of the 4 cattails here survived. Another reason I'm plugging this pond here keeps my cattails nice and happy. So I found it worth it to come in and deadhead the roses. They did their first flush. As long as they get enough water and they're deadheaded, they will come again. Like a lot of vegetables, right? Peas, cucumbers, you want to keep picking them so they keep producing. If you miss one, you know, it swells up and starts, you know, finishing off. It can kind of shut down the plant. Gumboot, was it you that killed one of those salamanders? Could have been. See, this one died. Not really good. This black scab travels pretty quick. It's on the leaf too. So I just keep it cleaned up so that it doesn't spread as much. Keep trying with her. Thank you, beautiful. Prune this other rose here, or deadhead it rather. Look, catalpa tree right here. That'll be interesting when that gets larger. This is oregano here, and like a marjoram. The echinaceas are just starting to come in. There used to be a lot more in this area. And I have a high-bush cranberry here and some rootstock from the plum tree I cut off. Transplant these and do some grafting at some point. Love all the poppies. It's pretty much self-thinning, I found. So they will just drop on their own. Rose bush. Cut it way back, but still grabs me every time. Look at these apples. So the lilies are blooming under the plum tree that's barely surviving. And I got the dry rot really bad. First they're yellow, and then some white ones pop in, and then some pink ones. Also got the pink ones here. Show you a little more of the food forest here. I love this guild under the nectarine tree. There's actually a couple of nectarines up here, I just noticed. All the bee balm, garlic chives, lemon balm, beautiful lungwort. The liatris is just coming now. Flowering oregano. And the new Honeycrisp apple. Some jumbo mammoth sunflowers. And the new variety of razzmatazz. I've yet to name it. Loving it. It's awesome. There's Gumboot sleeping. Gorgeous carrot flowers. I love how they mingle with the nectarine here. Blackberries growing up the trunk now as well. Big sunflower I planted here. These cherry tomatoes are just getting going. Some nice trusses on them now. All the lettuce has been harvested out of this bed here. Got the irrigation here as well, which is really convenient. The blackberries are on this trellis as well. I've got them growing right there. That's where I planted them. Finally got them tied up this year, and they've migrated to fruit trees. See, this one's growing right underneath my Asian pear, right next to it. And look at the crop on this branch, all these side shoots. Intertwines into this fence line here. Let's harvest these and make a little hot sauce for the summer. It'll be a smaller batch, but definitely need some for eating now. There's some other chilies ripe as well. I sit here to eat food often, and I just reach in and pick my cherry tomatoes. This is called Sweetie, this variety. Yeah, so the Asian pear doing pretty good this year. Not as heavy loaded as last year, just a few branches certainly are though still. Like this one here. And they kind of just size up right at the end, I find. They go into September to really get sweetened. To get more sweetness, they need the cool branches resting on the tower. Look at the amaranths. Put one amaranth in the middle there, and then cucumbers around the outside on the trellis. Persian baby green fingers, this variety is called. And then the kale on the outskirt. Some lettuce that didn't really work out. The nasturtiums, they are all volunteers. I haven't planted them in a couple of years. Oh, I just noticed some sneakers. Gotta get these cukes out. One reason to clean off the flowers off the bottom of your cukes so you don't get sneakers like this and then your plant shuts down. A little fat for eating, but good juice. I juice this kind of thing. Beautiful little combination here. Loganberries have rooted because they're grown and they made some more flowers and they're still trying to fruit. I picked off all the berries because they were, the floricanes that I cloned. Yeah, my elderberry clones did not work. It's like the second time I've tried that. Any more cukies? This crop rotation bed still producing. Look at more broccoli, marigolds. These peppers are actually working out pretty good, and we'll pick some more of these for the hot sauce right now. I think this is Lhasa. Look at that pepper there, gorgeous. Look at those beauties. Pickling cukes are finally taking off. They took forever. I thought something was wrong with the soil again, but they're kicking around now. Thank you. Those are nice nubs. A little peek in here. I got those peppers and melons doing pretty well. My watermelons, well, it's a different story. I'll get one watermelon off of each container, but they're not growing much. Ooh, got some red peppers in there. Some new starts here. Oh, cucumbers, maybe we'll plant those. Oh, these guys are finally taking off. Oh, and the melons, I guess we're doing a tour everywhere. These guys are starting to get a little bigger in size, but we got some mites. I ripped one out, and yeah, they're not performing because they set their fruits before I planted them in their final container, and you get small plants. They don't grow much because they're trying to produce one fruit. Anyways, I'll get a few small melons. The cantaloupe varieties do a little better. They're a little easier to grow, and we're twining them up like so. And well, they're flowering now. My other ones outside have little sets, so I think they'll make it. These are in the greenhouse, so yeah, they'll probably make it. We'll see what we get though. Peppers are doing pretty well. They're actually starting to do some veg as well and more flowering, and they have peppers on them. So hot sauce, thank you, beautiful. There's another chili. Oh, there's more chilies here. It took forever for these cukes to take off, but they're actually finally working out. I thought all my soil was maybe contaminated again, but they just took quite a while. That one's ready. All right, we're harvesting. There's food like everywhere. Oh, I forgot my peppers. These peppers here. These are anti-high. These are going in the hot sauce. Look at that, gorgeous. Yes. Oh, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. The borage right here. Left that to bring the bees in. I was just a volunteer. Thank you. Look at those. It's gorgeous. You can hear all the bees in here. Hey, volunteer. Dill. That's perfect. It still looks really good though, even though it's fat. I think these are the green fingers again in here. Cinnamon basil. Oh, amazing. Oh, yeah, we're getting a nice little collection. Definitely enough for some hot sauce. These are shallots. Ed's red. Some more broccolis here. Fennel. Made it through the winter here. And behind me here is the king apple, which is doing really well this year because the huge peach tree that died, so amazing for a few years, is getting more light now. This variety has potential to get pretty large. That's a little one, we'll thin that. Looking really good. There's kind of clusters in here. Some more. Along with the blackberries. See, these ones are later blooming in here. Hey, blackberries. That's kind of fun, actually. I do enjoy that. I probably will leave some random blackberry canes, even if I move this cluster, to grow up on the trees. It's pretty fun. We got a black currant right here that needs to be harvested. Keep forgetting. They hold pretty well, though. They're actually quite sweet. Wow, those are good. I'm gonna try drying these. So you know the currants that you buy in the store that say currants and they're dried, right? They're not these. They're actually a small grape. I was suspicious about it, and I finally looked it up a few weeks ago. And nope, they're a small grape. These are currants. Not sure if you can even find these in the grocery store, really. But I am going to dry these and they will be similar-ish. Thank you, currant bush. That's the first harvest, really, that I've collected off of this currant. She's getting big enough. She's going. Seed. This little greenhouse here is kind of starting to fill out now. Celery is looking really good. Minimal slug damage. And yeah, the chilies. So we're getting chilies for the hot sauce still. Basil's looking good, right? I am supposed to be harvesting basil and making pesto as well. These chilies, super chilies, they're full, looking really good. Some things just love the black mulch. I've got irrigation underneath there too, drip tape, and the zucchinis are popping through here. Lots of experimentation with the plumbing this year and the drip tubing and drip tape. More footings here. Connectors, valve connectors. I really like these ones, but you do need this other piece. $5 about for this little thing here. Like that the best so far. These are the Anto High again. They start out yellow and then they go red. They are a sweet pepper. Got a couple of wicking barrels here. They do really well every year. Basil, cinnamon basil as well. These morning glories are just taking over. Come on, bloom. We're gonna rip you out, guys. They're just like going nuts. Chamomile in here. There's a couple peppers that are getting a little swallowed up. Put these stakes in here. They got some beautiful, pristine peppers on them. No slugs up here. And the volunteer borage is perfect as it brings the bees in. There's some fruits, some watermelons. Hope these guys can pull it off. Yeah, so before I show you the south end plot here, actually we're gonna go around this way and just start on this side. The clary sage and petunias, I started from seed. The zucchinis here, I love this scenario. Irrigation now underneath the black plastic. I've been getting them all up to now like pretty small, so whenever I see them, I pick them. Never say, pick that one tomorrow, unless it's real small. Yeah. Okay, tomorrow. And is that all of them? The corn here is a little patch. I'm gonna do some hand pollination because it is a smaller patch. The outside ones generally don't get pollinated as well. So what you can do is, you can see it kind of coming off, real fine light powder. And so it's as simple as doing that. Just going, each silk hair represents one kernel of corn. So the bigger block you have, the more chance you have of getting more consistent pollination. Kind of bend them over and do this too. That's what I often do, is just left some room for this little trellis of tomatoes here. This variety, it's called Monster. Pickling cukes too in here, they're kind of getting a little swallowed up. But the ground cover layer, we've got some cinnamon basil down here. Pickling cukes here, they got away on me, and so these will just be composted. Thank you, Magnolia compost tree. Beautiful light. All the bee balm. And this is the new ambrosia apple. Just growing a bit this year. Yeah, so this is the south end plot. And we've got the corn here, and these are volunteer potatoes down here. I just dug some and they were really nice. Had them for the first meal. You know, typically it's not a companion that's recommended with corn because they can compete for root space, but I thought they were kind of scattered enough. I don't want to dig too deep because the corn roots, right? But they're in there. Oh yes, look at that. There we go. There's some full-size ones. Usually just after they flower is kind of the earliest you want to harvest, and there'll be something. Isn't that super wonderful? Digging potatoes under the corn roots. Well, Being real careful of the corn roots. Two crops in for one. And look at all these buddies. Yeah, I think I might wait a little bit on these ones. Look at those beauties. Chamomile is rocking. My mom's picking that. It just keeps coming if you keep picking it. And yeah, so the broccoli here, cabbage came out of there a little bit ago, and these broccolis have just been coming back strong. Honeybee on there. When you have a fair bit, I am actually just pretty much composting that, but you want to pick this off. Wow, the hummingbird is on it. There's two of them. They're buddies. I keep seeing them. Hummingbirds and the bees actually loving the broccoli flowers. But so yeah, I want to cut that off, and sometimes it's, you know, tender enough, but often it's not. So when you have a lot like this, you got to keep it picked so they keep coming. So even there, these are perfect. These are beautiful. I probably might eat that, I might not. There's enough nice nubs that might toss if it's not ideal. Everything is picked off so that they keep coming. If you leave some, the plant won't keep producing, but it's hard to stay on top of it, I find. The new growth is going to happen out of any node, right? So as long as the plant is big enough and there's enough going on, I'm going to kind of shape them, because they get kind of out of hand and just all over the place. Get all that little stuff out the inside. You can eat them as flowers too. Also kale flowers, when they do this, make little florets, are quite tasty in the spring. Look at all the food here. Now I broke my first valve here. Into the compost. Wow. Gorgeous. Here. Onions are staying in. Garlic is getting harvested right now. Oh, there's some nice mint there. And they're going to flower. So this is cut. That wasn't. Beautiful mint flowers. The suyo cucumbers. Yeah, well, I'll do a little cuke harvest here quickly. See, inconsistent watering potentially. They do that. A little swelling. You want to get those guys off. Inconsistent somehow, but I got the drip tape on there, but it is off right now. That's interesting. The weather conditions, you know. Here you go, buddy. Twine that up. Gently, real gently. All right. I know there's more in here. Oh yeah, see. This lettuce is good here. I tasted it earlier today, actually, I think that was. Lots more cukes coming. That's a big bulb. Sweet. I'm gonna go for it right now. Needs to be done. Thank you, beautifuls. Oh, that's a big, holy, that's bigger than the other one. That's the second or first outer layer of the bulb. And when it dries up like that, then you know it's starting to finish. But usually you wait for a couple to dry up. But in this case, looks amazing still. There's so many leaves. They're big enough. We're pulling them, and there's enough yellowing for sure. They look really healthy still. So I guess they're prime. They are prime. Potentially, if this is the bigger bed, I will save a lot of this for my seed stock. Beautiful. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's splitting, that can rot potentially. Often it's fine though too, but we're getting it just in time. These are big, and I don't want to wait any longer, especially since the ground is quite wet. I'm so tall, and luckily I have a strong back. It doesn't bother me, but I can see my posture needs to be even straighter, so I'm trying to not bend as much. Hey, a little wormy. So I decided to wash this garlic, especially since the soil is wet already, so it really doesn't matter. If your soil is wet, I would say go ahead and wash. You don't want to be using a hard spray and splitting skins, that's one thing for sure. But a gentle washing to get all the mud and goop out of there is just fine. You know, literature says you should just wait till your soil's dry, and then pull it and hang it or spread it out and cure it for a couple of weeks or more. Yeah, either way, I've done both. I prefer washing. It just makes it nice and clean. You don't have to brush the dirt off after, you know, if you're doing a braid or a twist. In this case, this is a hard neck, so I only can do like a, you know, kind of a twist braid with some twine and some straw flowers if you like. Probably do that with some of these nice ones. I just realized that I didn't do my second thinning for these carrot beds here, so I'll use that in the hot sauce. Side shoots, but it's flowering there already, so I'm actually going to take it like down further, and so new branches will come out of there. They're going to go to flower fairly quick, but they should still make some leaves and get another harvest in there. This is like an Italian variety. It's like the Genovese, but I don't think it specifically is, but it's very close. I found it a little tricky to get the seed to mature really well. I always leave the cinnamon basil to go to seed and flower. The bees love it too. The bees on the salvia. Yeah, they do so much better in the greenhouse than outside. Just gonna leave that, see if I can get some decent seed off of that one. The air is so infused. Falling off, they're so ripe. Some parsley too. There's a few tomatillos in here that are very ripe, very ready. Oh. Can I get it? Come here, little buddy. Oh. I forgot about the basil in here for the pesto. Oh, do another little round of pesto later. Some pretty nice celery in here.